Hello, good evening. It's KWO, and I'm welcoming you to my Instagram live session. I'm using the at Aurora with KWO page for this session. It's been a sober period for us as a country. It's been a sober period for us as businesses, and many of us. You're welcome, Tolu Afoja, Motun 60. You're welcome. Thank you for joining my session. I'm blowing you kisses from here. Ehis, good to see you. Thank you for joining this Instagram live session. Waving back to you, Ehis. God bless you. Thank you so much, Mosun, for also joining. And for us as individuals, businesses, homes, and communities, it's been a trying period. Thank you, T4T, for joining. That's my twin sister. It's been a trying session for us as businesses, most especially. I know as households, we've all been in our homes trying to remain secured. I've not been to work in the last 1 week, basically because I just needed to recalibrate. I needed to get myself together psychologically and also mentally. I also had to shut down on some of the social official buyer welcome. Nikki Rich, I love you. You know, I also had to shut down on some of my social media engagements, my WhatsApp groups. I'm missing those groups, but I needed to just get myself back together and ensure that I'm able to count my losses, you know, and also get back on track. Because there's something about resilience when it comes to building a business. There's something about resilience when, thank you, Archie Williams. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. You know, I'm just going to be sharing with you this evening from a personal perspective because yes, I've borne the brunt. A lot of vandalism and hooliganism took place in the last 8-9 days where the protests were hijacked by hooligans who used that opportunity just to begin to loot businesses and render businesses almost comatose. Some businesses have suffered material losses, some have suffered financial losses, while the most fatal of it has been loss of lives by innocent people. You know, it's been a trying period as a nation. And what I'll be sharing with you this evening is how am I able to move on? How am I able to rebuild? What were those contingency things I put in place to ensure my business continues to be sustained and everything just returns back to normal, howbeit on a day-by-day basis. So welcome again to my Instagram live session, and we'll be discussing how to position your finances in a crisis period. We all know what we've been experiencing since March as individuals, as a country, and the world in general. We've had a lot of disruptions in so many things. Some of the people close to me have lost their jobs. Some have had their salaries slashed. Some have been told to go on unpaid leave. Some have had to just reposition themselves. People have had to change their children's schools. Yes, people have also had to reconsider how they spend money just because of the coronavirus pandemic. That was a health crisis. Motun 60, welcome. Badia, welcome. That was a health crisis. And then we moved on to another crisis itself, which was or still is the end police brutality, EndSARS economic crisis. Let's also bear it in mind that as a nation, economically, we haven't been doing well. It's recorded that when you have a negative GDP back to back for 3 months, which is a quarter, you're officially in a recession. Whether it's been announced or not, we are in a recession as a country. And what's happening is that we have escalating prices of goods and services. The food basket is becoming expensive every day. So businesses are coping with that, households are coping with that, and now we have businesses trying to come back after the coronavirus, and then we have this big fatal blow being dealt on all of us as a country. The question this evening is, what is that crisis period that may creep upon you, which we all don't want to prepare for? One, it could be the loss of a job. It could be the loss of a breadwinner in a household. It could be another another health crisis. It may not be the coronavirus. It could be an economic crisis. It could be something that just changes your life. And most of the time, we're not positioned for crisis because as a people, both Nigerians and black people in general, we believe in the supreme being being our insurance. And so we always say, oh, God forbid, it's not going to happen. But the reality is, a crisis can happen at any point in time. So I'll take it from a business angle first. People have asked me, okay, you've lost cars, things have been damaged in your office, your business has been put on hold for a few days. How have you survived KWO? The first thing I want to tell everybody here is that a business must have a liquidity contingency funding plan. What it basically means is a funding plan where you put things in perspective. You look at your business and you tell yourself, peradventure for the next 6 months, I don't have a sale. I don't have any customer walking in. I don't have anything happening to this business. Will I still be able to sustain my payroll, my essentials? Essentials means your rent, your service charge, your electricity. Peradventure something just happens and there are no sales, which was what happened in March all the way down to July. How would you be able to cope as a business? Your contingency funding plan lets you put in place alternative means of funding for your business. And okay, official buyer said, yeah, liquidity funding plan, yes. An alternative funding plan for your business. And that funding plan should be like a 6 months plan. And it's also, when it comes to personal finance, we call it your emergency fund. They are the go-to options that you have to continue funding your business peradventure there's a problem. So one of the things you need to begin to do as a business is to set something aside every month. In personal finance, it's called paying yourself first. In business, it's called putting something aside, and it's called investments. The investments may not be long-term investments, and they may not be in non-liquid assets. However, in a crisis period, cash is king. And so every business must have a stash of cash somewhere. We also know that there is no free lunch in Freetown, and I'm a strong advocate of making your money count for you. So when you have that cash, because you want to be able to have access to it when you need it, it could be put into liquid assets that may not give you a high return, but you have the opportunity to begin to quickly liquidate it if you have to use it immediately. So we're talking about treasury bills, we're talking about your high yield savings accounts, we're talking about even your current accounts. Yes, everybody is saying T-bills, you're not earning practically nothing on it. But let me tell you, a 1.5% on 10 naira is still higher than 0% on 10 naira. And the fact that you have access to that investment when you need it. The second thing you need to do is insurance. Yes, I lost 4 cars in my business during this period. Side mirrors damaged, windscreen damaged, stereos removed, batteries removed, just destroyed. But you know what? Because there is insurance, we're now talking to our insurance companies and we're beginning to have some of the losses being recouped. That's the second thing you need to do. The third thing you need to do with regards to your human capital is to identify your most valuable resource. During the last lockdown period, about 4 days where we were all locked down at home, what we did was to put together a means of communication with our human capital. First and foremost, as business owners, you must show empathy to your staff. Most of the staff leave organizations not because of the organization, but because of the people in the organization. And so most of the time, your human resource, apart from your money, are your most important asset in your company. So what have I done? I made sure during that period, every member of staff was checked upon, was looked after, and ensured that they were safe. Immediately the curfew was lifted, it was the members of staff that were calling one another to say, guys, let's get back to work. Let's begin to build again. Let's begin to clean up. So it's important that your human resource is kept close to you and made to feel very special. Thank you so much, MM. Welcome. Made to feel very special. And that's the third thing you need to look at as a business. The fourth thing you need to look at as a business in repositioning yourself or even putting yourself in the rightful place is looking at other businesses that will support you. You must begin to look at your position in the value chain. The value chain basically means from production all the way down to consumption, or from production all the way down to sales. And you have things like production, you have the packaging, you have the branding, you have the distribution, you have the sales. So where do you fall in? For my business, I chose my niche. I can't be everywhere because you can't be a rolling stone. We are told that a rolling stone gathers no moss. Yes, a rolling stone gathers no moss. So during this period, I looked at my area of highest competency and I focused on that. And reducing my cost, reducing the human capital required, I'm able to coordinate my business using other similar businesses within that space to get the maximum exposure and clientele for my business. So look around you. Who is doing what you're doing better than you? In what area are you better than the next person? And it all comes down to you putting together a SWOT analysis. A SWOT analysis, looking at your areas of strength, your weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and picking those areas you know you have the highest competency and focusing on it. You would find out that you wouldn't need as much human capital, your cost would also be reduced, and you're able to satisfy your customers because they are focusing on the areas where you know best. The next area that you need to focus on is to look at yourself in the next 5 years. If you're not able to sit down and look at your business, I'm coming to household soon, look at your business in another 5 years and begin to think, how can I ensure continuity in human capital, continuity in cash flow, continuity in product relevance. The space I operate is the financial sector, the money space. And so, as we know right now, disposable income has become very thin for the average Nigerian. And so I've been able to position myself as an intermediary, providing the much needed resource for people to live comfortable lives. And so you must determine where you want to operate. Are you operating in the finance space? Are you operating in the logistics space? Are you operating in the distribution space? Where are you operating? Take your area of core competence and focus on it. Finally, as a business, you must not have only one stream of income. Yes. So if your only stream of income is just profit income, where you're making a spread on whatever is being bought and being sold, I'll give an example. Probably you are into the fabrics business, and so you buy from the manufacturers, you put your spread on it, and then you give it to the end user. You're making one of the 8 streams of income, which is a profit income. If that is your only source of income, I'm going to quote to you what Warren Buffett said. Warren Buffett said, if you have only one income stream, and it was referring to salary earners, you are only one step away from poverty. And so as a business, you must dimension your business to the level where you have a minimum of 5 streams of income coming from that business. And I'll break it down to you. For example, you are in the fabric business. Yes, you sell fabrics. And you're thinking that your only sort of income is for you to just buy, put a spread, and sell. I want to tell you this evening that you have other streams of income in that business. Do you know that you can begin to do branding for the wholesaler? You can also begin to sit down in the middle of the wholesaler and the other smaller wholesalers and begin to intermediate in that space. Again, you can earn interest income on the profit you have that you have placed in an investment vehicle to make more money to you. So you must dimension your business to the level that you can identify a minimum of 5 income streams. For example, in my business, I've looked at the accounting role and I'm telling myself I have competency around this role. Can I, as an individual, provide accounting functions for other businesses in my space where they don't have to have an in-house accountant where they have to pay monthly salary to HMO, pension, and co and co and co. And I'll be able to earn additional income just managing the books of other organizations, smaller SMEs within my space. What is your area of core competence? What is that thing you can do better than somebody else? You must look at your business beyond you just earning one stream of income. Then I've spoken to you about interest income, investment income. There's 8 streams of income. I won't dwell too much on that. Let's go to our homes, our households. Many households are going into a situation where I would call a dead end. And the reason is because peradventure, the breadwinner in that household could have lost his or her job or experienced a redundancy in terms of salary reduction. You know what will happen to that household? The expectations they have built around that income that is no longer coming in is not met. How should household put a shock absorber around themselves? The first thing you must do is to budget. At this point in time we're talking about now, this pandemic, this crisis, end SARS, end police, economic crisis, let me just put it that way. What you need to do is begin to look at yourself. What are the things I need to just do away with? There are some things we don't need as we speak. Anything, and I'm talking from a personal perspective, anything beyond housing, which is shelter over my head, food in my tummy, so shelter, food, and clothing, every other thing becomes what I would call a want. So you won't see me, please don't look out for me at Domino's. You won't see me go buy a pizza at this point in time. Not that I don't want to eat a pizza, but for me now, it's not a necessity. It's not a need. What I need to do right now is to ensure that my family is safe. If I'm the breadwinner, my family is safe. We have food in our tummy, and we have clothes to wear. So this is the time for you to begin to dimension your needs from your wants. And in doing that, you need to adopt the eagle's mindset. The eagle is is an animal that isolates itself at a point in time to shed off its wings, its talons, and its beak. Science has proven, and research has proven, that when the eagle goes through a rebirth process, it's able to live additional 30 years. It's a painful, slow, isolating process that brings the eagle out in a better, bigger form. You know what that process is for you as individuals, households, and communities? It's a period where you're going to lose friends. People are going to talk about you. People are going to call you broke. People are going to call you names because you won't buy that Ashwebi. You won't go for that Owambe. You will focus on what is essential for your survival. And that's the eagle's mindset. You won't care whose ox is God. What you would focus on at that point in time is survival, rebirth, how to move on stronger and bigger. And you'll be focusing on probably your health. So you must have an HMO, a health insurance, for example. I could imagine the people that had issues or are having health issues during this period, them not having health insurance and having to go to the hospital and worry about money issues. Your health insurance covers you. Yes. Again, if you have fire and burglary, it covers you. Peradventure, you go through any crisis. You don't buy insurance because you're going to leave. You're buying insurance because they're going to leave people behind when you go. That is the reason why we buy insurance. So the people you're not buying it because they're going to live forever. No, you're buying insurance because they're going to leave people behind. And that's why your life insurance is very important. Your health insurance is very important. Your fire and burglary, very important. Your automobile insurance, very, very, very important. I also give to you 4 things as a household or as an individual that you must put in place immediately. Once you're in your 30s, your 40s, your mid-40s, going to your 50s, these 4 things are crucial for you to have. 1, you must have a health advisor. So you must have a family doctor, someone that knows your health history, somebody that knows everything about you when it comes to your health. The second one is you must have a family solicitor. So you must have someone that could give you a legal representation. Peradventure, you fall on the wrong side of the law or something just coming up and you need a legal representation. Somebody that understands your character, somebody that has been with you over the years and understands you as an individual and can legally represent you. The third one is you must have a religious base. So be it a church, a mosque, a shrine, whatever, you must have a religious base, an organization you are affiliated with that know you from a religious perspective. Now, I'm not talking about religion here now, because religion is a personal issue. It's also a personal relationship, but you must have someone within that circle that understands your household, understands you and your wishes in case of eventuality. Nobody would be buried on the roadside. There would still be some religious connotation on that day when we'd all be laid to rest to meet our Maker, no matter what name you're calling your Maker. The fourth one is you must have a close family friend. A close family friend that would understand your wishes when you're not there. Someone that understands how your household operates, somebody that understands what you would want to do in your absence. So your health consultant, your family doctor, your legal representative who could also work with you on your will. Nobody wants to talk about the issue of will, but none of us will leave the earth without dying. And so putting your house in order is very important. I'll tell you a story I heard recently where a man died. He shouldn't have died, but his wife and children did not know he had money. And so he died because they couldn't provide a good health intervention for him. And so he died, and even when he died, it was a struggle to bury him. Do you know that after he died, it was discovered that he had so much money in the bank, he had so much property, and he didn't put his house in order? How do you think the people he left behind would have felt? So talking to the men and women out here, we've been talking about financial infidelity in marriage in the last 2 weeks on my platform, Aurora with KWO. And we've talked about it from the male perspective and female perspective. Abisola Buhari was very instrumental in giving a female perspective. And then we had another person come in to give us a male perspective. There needs to be some openness around finances in marriage. It goes a long way in alleviating fear. It goes a long way in just putting things in perspective when it comes to spending, especially around your needs and your wants. The next thing I'm going to talk about is every household, every individual must develop capacity to earn additional income. Because really, if you don't earn, you cannot think of saving. Yes. You cannot think of putting anything aside if you don't earn money, and you cannot depend on only one stream of income. You must develop capacity. So ask yourself this evening, what else do I have capacity to do? I tell people when they come to me to say I don't have money, I tell them, what do you have in your hands? Every one of us has 2 hands, and these hands cannot disappoint you. If you are able to use your hands, and what I mean is deploy your skills, deploy those innate abilities or those learned abilities that you have, you will make money. You know what? Most of the time, it's those things that people tell you to stop doing that actually have capacity to earn you money. When I was young, I was told, oh, you talk too much. Yes, I was always told to keep quiet. Oh, you talk too much. I'm telling you, that talking too much is what is making me to make money. That ability to talk, to convince, to carry along, to collaborate is what is helping me. So ask yourself, what do you have in your hands? What are those things that people have discounted about you? What are those things that people think you should stop doing? Or what are those things that you've learned and developed expertise around? You know, is it marketing? Is it production? Is it distribution? There's something we all have capacity to do. Let me share with you an experience. I have a 14-year-old daughter who is very good with her hands when it comes to robotics. She can build a robot from scratch. Just give her a few things, some magnets here and there. She'll build a robot. And she's already developing the mindset of becoming a robotic engineer. But I told her, you have capacity. You know what she's done? She's opened her own business. It's on Instagram. You can please follow her. She's opened a thrift store where she's looked at the things that herself and her siblings have used lovingly. So all their clothes, designer clothes and shoes. He had her brother's football boots that had just been used maybe for 4 or 5 football outings, and she's put them up there for sale. And the good thing is, I've opened that page for her. People are sending her DMs asking for prices for those goods. For me, for her, it's an additional stream of income, no matter how small. During the lockdown period in March, between March and April, we enrolled in a catering school. I learned how to make Nigerian rock buns, cakes, all sorts of things. I learned coding. I learned the art of elocution and public speaking, all online during that lockdown period. And I'm asking myself, in a retirement time, a retirement period, what else can I do? Because you know what? This energy is not going to remain there for life. There will come a time where we have diminishing returns, either in our retentive ability, our physical ability, or even our financial ability. And that's where those other skills will come to play. So ask yourself, what else do you have capacity to do? Multiple streams of income for every household has become essential. And I'll tell you why. If you look at the Garden of Eden, it has 4 rivers. What God is trying to tell us is that life is in seasons. We have autumn, spring, winter, and summer. Every individual, every household will go through 4 seasons. Those seasons could be seasons of abundance and lushness and freshness and increase. And we could also go through a season of droughts, of lack of enough. What would you do in those seasons? It's important that you have something going for you during those seasons. A few of my friends are going through a season of job loss right now. And I'm asking, guys, ladies, what else can you do? I have a very dear friend I met during my coaching period in Olka, that's the Olusola Recruit Academy, and she became my accountability partner. And yes, due to religious inclinations, she's not out there. And during our talk, I was asking her, I think she's even online right now, and I was asking her, what else can you do? And you know what? She has a beautiful page on Instagram, Utsentuit. What she does is to sell home fragrances. And from the corner of her home, even though limited by religion or religious inclination, she's still able to do business. What I'm trying to tell you is that you have a capacity to earn more. Don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself in your mind. Don't limit yourself in your body. There is something you can do. Do you know that you can also sit down in your house, even if you cannot go out, even if you're a cripple, and have tutorials for people online? All you need to do is to buy data. All you need to do is to record your voice teaching. There are things we can do. There are things we can do. None of us has the business of going broke. No, none of us has the business of going to beg. Because why? You have capacity. What we've not done is to stretch that capacity. During my coaching period, we were told to vision. We were put through a visioning process. And visioning is about you being able to see or have a mental picture of what the future is. And permit me to say, can we all close our eyes right now for just 5 seconds? Think of one area of your life, just one area, and think of the best for that area of your life. It could be your marriage, your finance, your relationships, your health and wellness. It could be around your recreation. Just think of something, just one thing, and let's close our eyes for 5 minutes. I'm closing my own eyes too. So 5 seconds. Welcome back. When you thought about that area of your life, I mean good thoughts, what came to your mind? What was your facial expression like? You know what I was thinking of? Recreation. I was creating my own idea of an ideal vacation. And I could visualize myself on the high seas, in the Caribbean, on a yacht, enjoying nature at its best, enjoying the breeze, enjoying the reality that you're in an enclosure with so many people on top of water. That's my ideal vacation. For another person, the person may have envisaged a blissful marriage. Another person may have envisaged hundreds of millions in their bank accounts, and then being able, Badia says abundance, yes, God says, and being able to spend and take care of others. What's important during this period is visioning. As a household, you must begin to look at yourself in the best possible picture and begin to walk towards it. It's also important at this point in time, if you are renting, begin to talk to your leasehold owner, what we call our landlord. If you're unable to pay your rent at this point in time, sit down and begin to agree on a flexible payment plan. Begin to talk to whoever you're renting from, either for your office premises or your home premises, if you're not yet owning one. The next thing you need to begin to do is to plan your children's education. The children, every 3 months, would have to pay what we call school fees here in Nigeria or around Africa. And so it's not something that happens to you by chance. It's something you prepare for. So you need to begin to think, January is coming. How much do I need to begin to save now? Or how many things do I need to begin to drop from buying or using money on to ensure that by January, I have everything in place to pay my children's school fees? It's a much neglected area of our lives that most of the time I have parents running, hyperventilating, going up and down just to begin to be able to pay school fees. It's all about planning. So you must plan. As you dimension your needs from your wants, you must begin to budget. I put it across in my platform this morning. I said, what is your net worth? As a family, as an individual, what is your net worth? I'm not talking about the money in your bank account. I'm talking about the money in your bank account plus goodwill. Do you know that you can monetize goodwill? Do you know that goodwill can bring you business and money opportunities? And I'm going to challenge us this evening. After this session, I want you to pick your phone. Pick your phone and do what I call a phone audit. If you cannot call 10 people on your phone or list out 10 people on your phone who you can call to get some form of goodwill from. It could be financial goodwill, it could be moral goodwill, it could be spiritual goodwill. Then you know they have no business being on your phone. Many of us have so many contacts on our phone that we can't even lean on or call on when we have issues, either around our health, our marriages, our finances, or just we need someone to talk to. Carry out a phone audit. As an individual, I don't have many friends, but the people I call my friends are friends indeed. They are people that I can call at any point in time and let them know how I'm feeling, what I need, and what I need from them. I asked a few people a question this morning. I said, who is in your corner during this crisis period and any other crisis period? You need to know who is in your corner. Beyond who is in your corner, you need to also know in whose corner are you, because you can't have what you cannot give. So during this period, begin to ask yourself, who is in my corner? Who can I call on? Who can I call on? Who can I ask something from? If you don't have 10 people or you don't have them on your phone, you need to throw away your phone. Permit me to say that. Or begin to dimension the contacts you have on your phone. Carry out a phone audit today as individuals, as businesses, yes, and as families, households. If you've got 4 people, hold on to them. Make it a reciprocal relationship, what we call symbiosis. Let it be symbiotic. Let it be something we will know would last over time, over a long period. And I want to encourage us this evening. Peradventure, you think you're going through something that you cannot on your own cope with. There are professionals out there who will counsel you, who will coach you, and just hold your hand as you're going on this journey. It's not been easy. I will tell you, it has not been easy. I've not been to work for the last 1 week, but by the grace of God, I'm going back to work on Monday, because by that time, things would have gotten back into shape. Even those members of staff are at work, but I'm going to go there and continue to steer the ship of progress. The reason being that we have a contingency funding plan. Today was salary payment day, and we had to pay. Yes, we had to pay. There are vendors to pay. There are things to do. And so business must move on. I want to encourage you this evening. Move. I always tell my people on Aurora platform, we move. Let nothing shake you. Let nothing hold you down. Because as we are going on this journey, we have stories to tell, positive stories. Things are going to turn around for our favor by the grace of God. And you know what? We're going to continue to build that brand, that company, that home, that marriage, and nurture good children by the grace of God. It's been a pleasure being with you this evening. I don't know whether there are questions you want to ask. Please drop them in the chat box and let's continue the conversation. Motun, yes, we move. Motun, yes, we move. We move. Official bio, yes. Thank you. Raw conversations. So if there are any questions that you have, things you want me to share, I'm also a finance coach and a wealth coach. There are things you want us to share. I'll share with you right now. It's a free coaching session for anybody interested. Let's talk. Drop your questions. The Crown, yes, we move. I tell my people in Aurora, we move. We have a viable WhatsApp platform that every day something is happening on that platform. On Fridays, we have our Friday nights, fun Friday. Some days we have movie nights. There are days we have our marketplace, Aurora Marketplace, because on Aurora we have business owners, SMEs who are just trying to grow, and so we showcase our businesses one Friday every month on that WhatsApp platform, and we've seen a lot of collaborations. On Aurora also, we have our Aurora Savings Group. The Savings Group is not an investment group. We have the Millionaires Club, and we even have savings group as low as 5,000 naira. So what I've done is to put people in clusters depending on your savings capacity. So we have 11 clusters. We have Emerald, Jade, Sapphire, Coral, Topaz. We have different savings groups on the Aurora platform, and people are just coming together to save. You know why? To get bulk money now is very difficult. So we have 10 people putting together 100,000 every month, and every month somebody takes 1 million. Yes, and then we have some other people doing 20,000, 5,000 weekly. You know, people just having access to bulk cash, and that's what we also do on the Aurora platform. And okay, Archie is asking, how does someone who doesn't have a flowing income plan? You said it's not flowing, but it's there. So is that income coming in quarterly? Is it coming in monthly? Is it coming yearly? What's important is that an income coming in. And when that income comes in, you must be able to sit down with your financial planner. I'll give an example. I have someone close to me, a family member, and I told him one day, come, anytime you want to parent, you're always under pressure. Your wife is running up and down, you're running up and down. And all we did was just to sit down with him. I personally sat down with him, looked at what he was earning, and in the last 2 years, he hasn't had to fret about his rent. He hasn't had to fret about school fees. And you know what? He hasn't been promoted at work. He hasn't had a salary increase. What we did was to change his mindsets towards money. Because money is whatever you call it. I call money an enabler. I call money comfort. I call money security. What do you call money? What's important is you must not be a slave to money. Money must answer you. So it starts in the mind. Why? Money is a spirit. Man is a spirit. We live in a body and we have a soul. So once you're able to understand money from the spiritual point of view, you are going to dominate money. Yes. So you don't have to have a steady stream of income to start your wealth building journey. I'll tell you another story. I have someone whose disposable income every month is 5,000 naira. The person did not have any business saving. What I did was to tell him that 5,000 naira, join a 5,000 naira savings group of 10 other people. Yes, monthly savings. So every month, the people in that small category, someone takes home 50,000 naira. Yes. And with that 50,000 naira, he's able to buy the raw materials to start a small business. You know that person can actually be a neighborhood grocer. All the person needs to do is to focus on, am I selling just spices? So the curry, the thyme in sachets, the Maggi, just spices. By the time this person sells the spices for a while, the person can now begin to sell grains in that neighborhood. You see, it is not how much money you have, but what you do with the little that you have. So I'm going to ask you again, what is your money personality? Are you a spender, a saver, an investor? What is your DNA when it comes to money? Badia is asking, can you please talk on having multiple streams from that one source of profit income? Yes, I'll talk about it. From that profit income, you can build interest income, or what we call investment income. From that one profit income stream, you can build residual income. And residual income basically means royalty. Is there something that you can develop? Think Chinua Achebe, think Wole Soyinka, think Apple, think Microsoft. Every time you buy an Apple phone or you buy an app, somebody somewhere is gaining residual income. Anytime you buy a book from Latana or you buy a book from any bookshop, someone is earning residual income. It's also called passive income. So I've asked myself, KWO, when are you going to write a book, develop an app, so that generations yet unborn, after I've gone, will still be earning something? That's residual income. It's also called royalty. Also, do you know, as individuals, you can collaborate with insurance companies and earn commissions continuously as long as the policy holder renews that insurance. Yes. So in the comfort of your house, you've partnered with an insurance company. You have a circle of influence, people in church, people in the office, people you know who would have one insurance or the other, be it health insurance, automobile insurance, fire and burglary, any type of insurance, and you are selling to the people in your circle of influence, and they're crediting your account anytime that policy is renewed. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? I already have that partnership with an insurance company. So I'm sitting in my house in the last 1 week. I can tell you I've earned passive income. It may not be in millions, but my account is not empty. So what are you doing? There is something every one of us can do. Do you know that you can sit in your house and target a particular company? And I'll give an example. If you go on Instagram, we have someone called Lewa Snacks. She's a member of the Aurora community, and all she does is plantain chips. And that idea was born during the March to July lockdown from a bunch of five plantain, fried in her house, packaged howbeit amateurish, sold to her friends. Now go on Lewa Snacks, go and check her on Instagram. What she does now, she doesn't bother with doing packaging. She fries the plantain in bulk, 25 kg bags, 10 kg bags. Other entrepreneurs, other business women come to our page. They order it, take it to their own locations and repackage in smaller 100 naira, 200 naira packages, and they sell. That's for her. She has identified her position in the value chain, production. So she's not bothered about nylon, stickers, distribution. Come and buy in bulk. And I'm asking you today, do you have a neighborhood where you have children? Do you have friends whose children want to snack? Let me show you my own pack. Do you have, that's my pack of lever snacks. Do you have children who love to snack and they need a healthy snack? Call her, buy it, repackage it. You go to church every Sunday, you go to work, you have friends, you can sell and make a profit income. Yes. You see, we need to change our mindset to think that money will come from a 9-to-5 white-collar job. Things have changed. My people, I'm a Yoruba lady, will say, money is now in the mouth of the lion. Money is in unexpected places. So all the, I'll go to work, I'll earn a salary. We need to change our mindsets. Money is in unexpected places. It's all about you thinking, opening up your mind, being flexible, and willing to make that money. And that's it. Nikki, yeah, that's the white label model. Exactly. That's the white label model. Somebody else produces, you take it and you repackage. And that's what this lady is doing. This is one of her containers, and she's making money. She's educated. She's a legal, I'll call her a legal luminary. Because if you have any legal issues, she will handle it for you. At the same time, she's earning additional income. She's an employer of labor snacks. So what are we doing? What are you doing? What are the things you can do? You never can know. Do you know if you post an instructional video on YouTube and you have enough people following you or liking your video, you can begin to earn money? So I'm asking you, what are you good at that you can record as a podcast or a video that other people can pay money for? It's important we understand and position ourselves. During this period, we have no business suffering any loss. If you have insurance, multiple streams of income, you're able to preserve your human capital within the home, your children, your spouses, or at the office, your staff, your colleagues, you're able to preserve. You're able to focus on any crisis that may happen. Also, during a crisis period, look at those assets you're not using. You have a car, you're not using over the weekend, turn it into money. You don't have to drive the Uber yourself, sir or ma. Give it to someone who will drive it carefully and do you a delivery of a particular mutually agreed amount. Every weekend, you're having something coming into your purse. No asset during this period should lie idle. No assets. I was discussing at a particular forum and I said, have you heard of Uber hair? It's happening here in our Lagos, where we have women that have put so much money in buying their wigs. Yes. And those wigs are not being used right now because who's going on any parties or anything? What they've done is to partner with photographic studios. So you have a photographic studio where people go to do photo shoots. So you get the wigs, you order them online, they come to you laundered. You use the wigs for your photo shoot. So you have like 5 wigs, you've ordered them 10,000 per week or 5,000 depending on who the counterpart is. You pay 50,000 or 25,000 for those 5 wigs, have your photo session, and then return the wig laundered back. So you pay for the cost of the laundering, 3,000 naira. It's happening. Big girls are making money. It's called passive income. It's called using what you have to make money. Why keep those wigs on the wig stand? Do you also know that people also style people? People during this period are doing personal shopping. I can't remember when last I went to Mile 12 markets or I went to Balogu markets. Why? I have a young lady who does my personal shopping for me. She does all that work and earns a commission every 2 weeks. So she's doing the market runs for me and she's doing the grocery runs for me. And she's earning her money. ASO has been on strike. That lady will continue to have money in her pocket. You know why? I've referred her to other people within my network. Because once your service or your product is good, people would recommend you or refer you. She's earning money. So there are things we can do consistently within our circles of influence to make money. Most importantly, during this period, I need you, you need me. And I'm going to ask the question again, who is in your corner? And in whose corner are you? Who can you call and talk to? Who can you share your experiences with? We all need a helping hand. We all need a shoulder to lean on. It's all about money. Many people are going through a state of mental unwellness. Let me use that word. People are going through a lot that they cannot verbalize. And now it's time for every one of us to develop the art of active listening. Just being quiet and allowing the next person to talk. Let them pour out their minds. People have a lot going on in their minds. A lot. But when you listen, you provide that comfort, that shoulder to lean on. People, it's therapeutic. Yes, very therapeutic for people. They're able to just pour out their minds and just release their spirits and their souls from the burden and the heaviness. So, who are you going to be lending a helping hand to? Who are you going to be giving a listening ear? Who are you going to be giving a shoulder to lean on? Remember, we are all one. We all need each other to survive. I don't know if there are any other questions. I don't know if there are things you want to share. Please drop them in the chat box. Keep visioning, keep closing your eyes and just seeing something better. And also the power of affirmation. You must affirm your situation. You must affirm yourself. You must affirm everything you believe in. So you affirm your business. You tell yourself, my business is flourishing. You tell yourself, I'm making it. You tell yourself, this business will not shut down. I'm something good every day. You're also telling yourself good things about yourself. You're telling yourself, oh, I'm the light of the world. I have power. I have strength. I have authority. I command money. I have ability to make money. You're saying good things to yourself. I'm beautiful. I'm strong. I'm resilient. I'm loving. You're telling your children you're good children, because affirming yourself. There's something about what you say with your mouth. I want to encourage you this evening. Don't say anything negative during this period. And that will bring negativity, shut it down. If you have to leave WhatsApp platforms, if you have to shut down on social media, just stay positive and maintain positivity around you. I hope you've all enjoyed this session. I hope you've all had a wonderful time. It's something that will be happening every time, once in a while. I'll be coming up live, and I'm hoping that Nigeria will be better, great again. Nigeria would take its place in the Committee of Nations. We had good news today about our own Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, who was chosen in the World Trade Organization to hold a vantage position. I can imagine what she would have been telling herself as a young lady, as a young child, how she would have been affirming herself, or people around her being positive or affirming her. Today, she's on that seat. It didn't happen by chance. It came through preparation, an opportunity meeting it, colliding with preparation, and giving her the success. And I'm proud I'm a Nigerian woman. I'm proud I'm a Nigerian. I want to wish you all a wonderful evening. Stay safe. If you want to join the Aurora community, send us a DM. You'll be given a link to join the WhatsApp group. Come and enjoy what we're enjoying on that platform. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of the day and have a restful public holiday tomorrow. You know what I mean? Rest well, enjoy yourself, give yourself some self-love, and keep affirming yourself. KWO loves you all, and it's bye for now.